For months, astronomers have tracked a silent Voyager gliding through our solar system, an interstellar guest unlike anything we have previously observed. Known as 𝗺𝗂 Atlas, it arrived from beyond the Milky Way's borders, traversing the cold, infinite gulf of deep space. But just as the world was preparing to bid farewell to this enigmatic object, something unprecedented occurred. As 𝗺𝗂 Atlas neared its closest approach to the Sun, global telescopes captured an anomaly so bizarre it silenced even the most skeptical researchers. Its light fluctuated, its structure shifted, and then it executed a maneuver no natural object has ever been seen performing. Tonight, we will explore what the James Webb, Hubble, and ground-based observatories just witnessed, and why 𝗺𝗂𝘂𝘁𝗲, one of Harvard's most renowned astrophysicists, believes this anomaly could mark the most significant discovery in modern astronomy. It all began when the 2-meter twin telescope in Spain took 159 exposures of 𝗺𝗂 Atlas as it approached solar conjunction, the point where it passes behind the Sun from Earth's perspective. The images revealed something physically impossible, a thin stream of material jetting directly toward the Sun. Every comet we have ever studied releases gas and dust that the solar wind pushes away from the star, creating a tail that always points outward. This, however, was reversed, a countertail, as if the object were rejecting the Sun's influence rather than succumbing to it. This discovery was quickly confirmed by both the Hubble Space Telescope and Hawaii's Keck Observatory, which detected a diffuse glow extending sunward, not away. For a comet, this behavior is absurd, the equivalent of smoke flowing against the wind. The anomaly didn't just defy expectations, it defied the laws of solar physics. While some researchers theorized the material might be resistant to radiation pressure due to unknown alloys, others suggested something far more radical, that the tail wasn't natural at all, but rather exhaust from a controlled mechanism inside the object. As data accumulated, astronomers realized this was no ordinary cometary body. 𝗺𝗂 Atlas's mass and gravity readings did not match. Based on its trajectory, it should have been far heavier than its motion suggested. Simply put, it moved as if it were lighter than it looked. Even more confusing was its unusually slow rotation, one full spin every 16 hours. Under normal conditions, this would tear apart a typical rock or ice body, yet 𝗺𝗂 Atlas remained perfectly intact. Theories began to crumble one by one. Some experts proposed it might be hollow, a concept supported by subtle fluctuations in its brightness. If true, we are not observing a solid rock, but a shell, possibly metallic, drifting through space. Its nickel and iron content, measured via spectral analysis, was significantly higher than that of any known asteroid. Combined with traces of cyanide compounds, which are rare in interstellar dust, the composition pointed to something far beyond natural formation. As these results came to light, a debate erupted within the scientific community. Could 𝗺𝗂 Atlas be artificial? Or was this an entirely new category of interstellar object, built by physics we have not yet discovered? To bring order to the growing chaos, Harvard astrophysicist 𝗺𝗂𝘂𝘁𝗲 and his team introduced a new metric, the OEP scale, or Object of Extraterrestrial Probability. Inspired by the Torino scale used for asteroid threats, this system classifies interstellar visitors from level 0 to level 10 based on unexplained anomalies. Level 0 represents fully natural objects, while level 10 represents confirmed extraterrestrial technology with global consequences. 𝗺𝗂𝘂𝘁𝗲 assigned 𝗺𝗂𝗂 Atlas a level 4, describing it as an object with persistent anomalies and no satisfactory natural explanation. In 𝗺𝗂𝘂𝘁𝗲's model, this places it in the zone of potential technosignatures, meaning there is a 40% chance its origin is not natural. That number sent shockwaves through social media and the scientific community alike. While many astronomers dismissed it as speculation, 𝗺𝗂𝘂𝘁𝗲's past predictions regarding Oumuamua suddenly gained renewed credibility. If 𝗺𝗂 Atlas behaves as the data suggests, we may be looking at the second confirmed visitor from beyond our galaxy, and possibly the first one built, not born. Just as interest peaked, 𝗺𝗂𝘁𝗂𝘁𝗲 Atlas vanished. It moved into solar conjunction, aligning perfectly with the sun and becoming invisible to telescopes for several weeks. It was as if the universe had drawn a curtain over the most mysterious performance in astronomy. During this silence, NASA's funding delays and a data embargo from the European Space Agency left the public with nothing but theories. Meanwhile, simulations revealed that upon emerging from behind the sun, 3I Atlas would head straight for Jupiter's orbit, an eerie coincidence that has astronomers both excited and uneasy. The path won't cause an impact, but it will bring the object alarmingly close to probes like ESA's JUICE mission and NASA's 𝗺𝗶𝘂𝘁𝘶𝗲, potentially passing through its ion tail. If that occurs, we could gather direct samples of this mysterious material. Some scientists believe the anti-correlated jet might reactivate, producing electromagnetic signatures we've never seen. Others fear that once hidden behind the sun, 3I Atlas might change course entirely. If it does, it won't just rewrite physics. It will redefine our understanding of intelligence beyond Earth. After nearly 6 weeks of silence, the moment the world had been waiting for arrived. As 3I Atlas emerged from the sun's glare, dozens of telescopes across Earth and in orbit turned their gaze to the predicted coordinates. But what they saw wasn't what anyone expected. Instead of fading as most comets do after perihelion, 3I Atlas was brighter, much brighter. Its albedo, the measure of reflected light, had surged by nearly 400%. Its apparent magnitude rose beyond all models, implying it was reflecting far more sunlight than its surface area should allow. Infrared readings showed its temperature hadn't risen. It had stabilized even as it moved away from the heat source. Something inside was regulating its temperature, absorbing and emitting energy in balanced cycles. Then came the strangest part. The sunward jet was gone. In its place was a thin, pulsating beam of ultraviolet radiation extending sideways into deep space, steady and rhythmic, like a cosmic heartbeat. To observers, it looked deliberate. The world's observatories recorded the pattern. It repeated exactly every 247 seconds, as though the object had begun broadcasting. Within days, data scientists from MIT and the European Southern Observatory began decoding the pulses. Initially, they seemed meaningless, just repetitive bursts of radiation. But after filtering through frequency compression algorithms, an analyst noticed a striking pattern. The pulses corresponded to prime numbers, a universal signature often suggested in SETI research as the simplest way to establish contact. First 2, then 3, 5, 7, then 11. The sequence continued for hours before resetting. The probability of a prime sequence emerging naturally from radiation fluctuations is astronomically low, practically zero. Yet, 3I Atlas was emitting it with precision. The revelation divided the global scientific community. NASA urged caution, citing rotational dynamics, but Loeb and his Harvard team disagreed. He publicly stated that this was no longer an astronomical event. It was a message. Soon, independent observatories from Japan to Chile confirmed the data. Whatever 3I Atlas was, it wasn't acting like debris. It was behaving like a system, a machine executing a protocol in response to solar interaction. And it had just begun transmitting again. To investigate further, the James Webb Space Telescope was reoriented toward 3I Atlas for hyperspectral imaging. What captured stunned scientific institutions everywhere. Beneath the object's reflective surface, Webb detected a geometric structure, a lattice-like framework of repeating hexagonal plates aligned with its rotation axis. It was not random, not fractured, and not natural. Each plate was dimensionally identical. Webb's analysis suggested the structure was composed of a highly conductive nickel-titanium alloy with an atomic purity higher than anything found in nature. Simply put, 3I Atlas wasn't just unusual, it was engineered. This was quietly confirmed by spectroscopic data from the JWST, which revealed controlled polarization shifts, as if the outer layer were adjusting in real time to minimize glare. This wasn't a rock. It was something built to hide, adapt, and survive interstellar travel. But if it truly is a craft, The question haunting scientists is simple. Where's the pilot? On the night of its reappearance, something unprecedented occurred. Without warning, the rhythmic pulses ceased. For 12 full hours, 3I Atlas went dark. Then, at precisely 21:07 Universal Time Coordinated, the object made a measurable adjustment in its velocity vector. It wasn't a deflection caused by gravity or radiation. It was a course correction. Its trajectory shifted by 0.09 degrees, a tiny angle, yet one impossible for a natural body to achieve without propulsion. The maneuver placed it on a new path away from Jupiter and toward the outer solar system, accelerating at 14 meters per square second, far beyond the capability of cometary outgassing. Observatories scrambled to recalculate. The new route would take it toward the 𝗺𝗶𝘂𝘁𝗲, the boundary between our solar system and interstellar space, but not randomly. Its exit trajectory aligned almost perfectly with its original inbound coordinates, as if returning home. 3I Atlas then emitted one final ultraviolet pulse. This wasn't a sequence. It was a single sustained beam lasting exactly 13 minutes and 37 seconds. Its spectrum carried something that changed everything, a faint, encoded signature resembling structured binary information. For the first time in history, an interstellar object may not have just visited us. It may have spoken back. For days, scientists analyzed the final transmission. At first, it seemed like static buried in cosmic noise. But when a team at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics applied Fourier transformations, the noise took shape. The beam contained a pattern of binary modulations too precise to be natural. The sequence repeated every 13 minutes and 37 seconds, matching the pulse duration, as if time itself were encoded in the message. The data wasn't broadcasting outward. It was reflecting. A mirror signal built to respond to the electromagnetic signatures observing it. In other words, 3I Atlas wasn't just sending. It was listening. When visually reconstructed, the data revealed a three-dimensional fractal structure. Layers of repeating hexagons forming a perfect spiral, identical to the internal lattice James Webb had seen. Embedded within that fractal was the ratio 1.618, the golden ratio found in everything from nautilus shells to galaxies. To biologists, it looked like cellular replication. To physicists, it looked like an equation for gravitational symmetry. To some, it was a signature, the universe's own handwriting sent back to us from the stars. Governments tried to contain the data, but the signal was already public. Independent observatories verified that echoes of the pulse had been detected across multiple frequencies of the solar wind, as if the transmission had imprinted on the fabric of our heliosphere. Every time scientists replayed the data, the structure changed slightly, as though evolving and reacting to human interference. As one researcher noted, it's as if it knows it's being watched. Soon after, 𝗺𝗵𝘂𝘁𝗲 updated his OEP scale again. For the first time, he assigned an object a level 9, one step below confirmed extraterrestrial technology. He wrote, 3I Atlas demonstrated controlled propulsion, directed emission, and now information symmetry. The odds of this being natural are indistinguishable from zero. His conclusion was devastating. 3I Atlas may not be an artifact, but a messenger, a vessel transmitting the signature of an intelligence older than any civilization we can imagine. Then, on the morning of September 21st, something strange happened. All stations tracking the fading object detected a simultaneous spike in cosmic microwave background noise, the faint echo of the Big Bang itself. The signal bore the same frequency ratio as the final pulse. For a fraction of a second, the background of the universe answered. And just like that, it was gone. The object disappeared beyond the 𝗺𝗶𝘂𝘁𝗲, leaving behind only the data, a code yet to be deciphered, but one that every scientist agrees was deliberate. 3I Atlas didn't just visit our solar system. It left a mark, proof that the universe isn't silent, that intelligence isn't ours alone, and that the stars may be far more alive than we dared to believe. As one astronomer wrote in their final report, perhaps we were never meant to find it. Perhaps it found us. So, If this story made you question what is really out there, don't look away. Subscribe to this channel. We uncover the truth space agencies won't tell you. Turn on notifications, because when 3i Atlas sends its next signal, you will want to be here to hear it first. I'd love to hear what you think about this, so drop a comment below. If you enjoyed our conversation today, please share this video and subscribe to help the channel grow. Every bit of support counts.